It's never about being faster. It's about being explicit in where you move. Being okay with giving up space. That's the thing that you have to do. It's not, and it's going just far enough away. This move is like twice as good online. This nair hitting your shield or hitting you is an inevitability. It will happen at some point. Just like when we talked to like Snake's grenade.
Hey everyone. The following video is from a coaching session of mine with my Smash coach Zeke, his Twitch channel link in the description down below, and I thought it would be great to share this lesson with everyone. He goes over a lot of cool concepts regarding spacing around big sword characters, and in this lesson we focused on Ike specifically, but most of these concepts can be applied across the board. As always, if you like the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and if you want to catch me live, my Twitch channel is in the description down below. I'm live on there Sunday, Tuesday, and Saturday. Enjoy the video.
So basically, my issue currently, and I picked RM8 for this. I had some games with RM8. There's going to be 4 in the VOD. And I took a bit of time to try to go over this and see, like, what do I need coaching on right now? Like, what's something pertinent? Is big swords, I feel, Cloud 2, but I picked Ike for these VODs because he's a little more straightforward. I feel, in order to win, I have to purposely give up stage control and never give it back until they whiff. And in the case of RM8, because he nairs so good, I have to constantly back up, and I have trouble finding a way in. Now, this might just be a Wi-Fi thing. Maybe it's a little bit easier offline, but not just like big swords, like so Chrom and Cloud would give me this issue too. Roy not so much, because Roy has to get close to actually like knock Luma or like hit me without being negative on hit type thing. But yeah, it's just a matter of, I feel that I'm always backing up, and if they space well, I can't really pressure them to the ledge type thing. So that's currently the idea I have going on with this right now.
What's important then is if it's like the whiff punish there is what you're struggling to cover. The next step, which is something we've talked about before, is catching them as they jump, because the idea is that you want to hit them during the point when they're rising up, and then during the startup of the move, like his nair, once he's up here, or as he reaches the peak, because he can't really get away with doing like short hop rising nair safely in any capacity. That makes sense?
Yeah, so basically in that, like, any big sword rising aerial, of course, is not going to be super safe on shield. So that's just a matter of calling them out, maybe walking forward and shielding under them.
Yep.
Would you say?
Yeah,
okay.
It could be like shielding, because what you would do is like if you move forward and then caught him like jumping up and doing the rising or aerial or just jumping, then you would just do like up air, up smash, or nair or something like that out of shield, and bam, you hit him. You won the interaction. The big thing to keep in mind is like not being super scared of them in general, where it's like you will get hit on shield. You want to get good enough so that you like and comfortable maneuvering around so that you don't get hit on shield excessively. But when you're fighting a character like this, it's really important that you accept that it is going to happen and knowing what to do in that situation so you don't panic and put yourself in a worse situation. That makes sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this might be a Wi-Fi thing too, but I try to get hit on shield, like, because one of my like before they adapt to it, things that I like to do is to run under them in shield, and as they come down with an aerial, I can like up smash them or something, and then they start tomahawking me as I do that. So, but yeah, catching them like on the way up instead of waiting for them to hit my shield.
Exactly. Yep.
Because basically, running under them and baiting them to hit my shield works like twice, and then I start getting grabbed. So
yeah, and that's just something that you have to get better at catching. So a character like Ike has to nair at an early enough point for it to be able to hit your shield safely, and then he also needs to like be mindful about not just doing it right into you, because if he hits Luma, the move will be less safe as well. So you have those variables as well. But if he's like, let's say he's falling, right? And then he's already like here in front of you. You want to get better at reacting to when they reach that point, because nair's not going to be able to come out in time anymore because it's too slow. And that applies to like Chrom and Roy and like all that stuff too. That button won't work anymore. That makes sense.
Yeah, when I was trying Shulk for a bit, just to have fun with them, I noticed that too, like trying to back air. If I hit it too late, it just doesn't come out. And yeah, I guess these
Yeah,
big sorties are the same way. The startup's just too high, especially if they fast fall
yeah,
it, where they get to a point. Say
exactly.
say if his feet reaches Rosa's face and he hasn't thrown out a move, I'm probably good to either like spot dodge, cancel, or try to grab him before
Yeah,
he even hits the
spot
ground.
dodge, grab, or just up smash yourself,
Yeah.
right? And you have that option because there's not a better option for him to do there. Like he would have to be like 3 steps ahead of you to be able to win that kind of interaction. And that's really the big thing is like you just have to build confidence in challenging them in that moment and not being scared of them coming down unless you see the move already coming out.
Yeah.
Then it's like, do I have a way to challenge this? Yes or no? If the answer is no, you need to move away and then reset. The mistake is like running at the brick wall. And that's essentially like what Ike does is it tempts you to run at him over and over and challenge him over and over. And then you just keep getting nared and then you die. That makes sense?
Yes, of course.
And it's very simplistic in that sense. But that one move, like you have to find comfort in existing around it, being okay with letting it whiff, and being okay with stuffing him out for trying to do it, and finding that sweet spot. Because you as a character are very good at actually being able to stuff that out. You have the tools to do it with your up air, with Luma, with your back air, with your up smash, and you're quick enough that you can get out of the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just I think it's just a matter of then just when he's close to me and I'm in shield, just really, really paying attention to where the character is on the screen, and yeah, if he hasn't hit a button by X time, do Y type thing, right?
A lot of people make the mistake of looking at their shield or themselves when they're preparing to get hit so they can react to the spacing. But you want to be able to do that while watching your opponent to see if they're even trying to hit your shield.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Any questions?
Not at the moment so far.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and see what you're doing here, and we'll go from there. Let me know if if there's any issues on the screen share. Yeah, so you see here, it's like it's very simple, like how quick this happened, and you don't even realize it. So it's like we start the game, right? So he's just jumping around. He's trying to get a feel, and he's just throwing out this nair to protect himself and get down and challenge you and trying to combo you, right? And so then he comes down and he started challenging you, and then immediately caught you trying to like look for parry and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And you were just like shielding primarily. That's where you were leaning, right? It's like you're doing that, and then you tried to hard challenge him, so he gets a free easy whiff punish. And all he's doing here is like jumping and looking at what you do. And then when he doesn't know what you're doing, he comes down with an air to try and protect himself. But if you space yourself really well, like this, you can always punish that nair, whether you're in front or behind him. But you have to be confident enough to hit this kind of dash attack or this kind of dash grab every time, because you can always do it. There's just enough landing lag for you to do that. Where if he like lands above for shield, you get to grab it. Or if you hit him right before he hits the ground, you get to dash attack him. Or even up smash him if you're behind him. Make sense?
There are a couple times that when an Ike is naring or a Crum is doing like say like their nair or something, where they manage to get a jump in, and I think I'm going for a grab at that time, and it's probably going to happen during this VOD. But at those times I feel like, shit, he was like just not on the ground long enough. Because so it's not that it's unpunishable, it's just that my timing is off, basically.
Yeah, you're just too slow on it. That's all
gotcha.
that is. And the big thing that you want to try to do too, versus characters like this who like come down and try to bait you. Do you know the mistake that he made right here? I'm gonna pause it right when. Do you know the mistake?
Yeah, he used his double.
Right? So that means he has to come down. So you have full advantage here. The mistake is that people here get too confident and try to play off this. And like here, you went for way too slow of a punish to hit that. You had to be ahead of you had to be doing that F smash before he was coming down to be able to hit that because it's just too slow of a move. And instead, you just want to pivot grab him. Get a pivot grab, get a dash attack, whatever it is, like along that lines. It's like that quick button. You just want to keep like letting him try to challenge you and putting him into disadvantage, You don't need to hit him super hard, as well as like hitting F smash at 11% will do literally nothing for you.
During stuff like that, and especially during this, I can't say it now because like when was this posted? May 28th. So like basically 2 weeks ago. But there is an execution thing here where if a smash attack comes out like that, like on the ledge, and he's at 11%,
Yep.
that's me forgetting to do L stick then C stick to dash attack, and I'm trying to do a really instant dash attack with A button, and my smash keeps coming out, especially on Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah.
So
just
it might be
try
something like
not-
that, but yeah, that's an
Yeah.
execution thing.
Just keep that in mind. Just practice instant dash attack because it's just a muscle memory thing where like unless you lag the literal frame that you input it won't mess you up. And that's something that you just want to get down so you have that confidence in it. Make sense?
Yeah, it is by far my worst execution habit. It happens at least a couple times a day.
Yeah, and like here, it's like you're trying to punish Nair. You unless you like here, it's like you're trying to like get dash attacks, and then so you got the parry the first time, and then you just auto pilot it. And like that's the thing, it's like that specific situation, you have to practice it. You have to practice parry dash attack and like parry dash grab. Parry, punish, it's a specific thing that like execution wise is really weird, and like to be honest with you, online it's gonna be really hard to practice. But that's something you definitely want to sit down and try to practice and like try to figure out all the different ways you can punish certain moves on parry, because that's a free reversal where someone when you're playing someone like this where it's like you are going into this, you understand like this guy is showing you, okay, he's nairing a lot. These are all the different ways that I can punish nair. You want to have a whole list so that you can figure out what you're confident in doing in the moment and not just like lost. That makes sense?
Yes.
And that's like normalizing the move itself, because what you're doing here is like he is thankfully trivializing it for you by double jumping. So he has to come down, which means that he's going to nair or he's going to land and try to grab you. And that's all he can do. And if he gets lucky and like gets past you, he can try to mix up like back air and stuff like that. But you see there's like he has space or he gets taken advantage of. And you can like bait him into that like that. And it's like you know all these little tricks like this. And that's what you got to do. Like see there, you caught him jumping after landing. The big thing that you want to do is like the primary targets are when he's rising, as he's whiffed, or punishing what he does right after he whiffs. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And that's something we talked about, the idea where it's like if you can't punish A, look for B, and if you can't get B, look for C. And you just keep going down the line and waiting for that next opportunity. You have to be comfortable that when you're fighting a character like this, that sometimes it is going to just be you moving around and waiting for him to commit to nair. Because when you go up and you chase him and stuff like that, you get ahead of yourself. This play style and this character is designed to make you be over aggressive. So don't. It's that silly, but you just don't. He wants you to come interact with him. Don't come interact with him.
If we have time, I have a
Yeah.
I have a more recent me versus an Ike in a crew battle. I only had one stock left.
Is this in this playlist or
no? I'll have to grab it real quick.
Okay.
But it was me versus an Ike with one stock left. I think it was streamed,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I was played like campy enough. And I mean, I took one stock and got him like at a good percent, but I only had one stock.
Go ahead
left
and find it
crew
real
battle.
quick. Let's see.
All right.
Step into the ring.
Okay.
Three, two, one, go!
But yeah, this is basically how I played in that crew battle. Was I was
Yeah.
trying to basically not give up any percent because it was 3 stocks to 1.
Yeah, no, but that's how you wanna always treat it. Where it's just like, don't get hit by him. If you feel like you're getting hit by Nair a lot, try to just focus on being okay with giving up space. That's the thing that you have to do. It's not, and it's going just far enough away. And that's a concept that we've briefly touched on, but that's the idea. It's like you have to go just enough and no more than that. That's it. It doesn't, you don't need to run halfway across stage. And that's how you have to get that comfort down so you can do that more efficiently.
Yeah, or even just like walking back.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to dash back all the time.
Exactly. There you go.
was waiting for an air dodge that never came.
Yeah. Nice. There you go. You see, it's like we're gonna trade a couple times. Like that's inevitable, but you have to just be okay with it. Like you're gonna get nared, and that's the thing. You have to know what to do if you get nared, but you have to know how to not get nared. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like there, you see, you buffer the dash, and that's that same habit that we've been working on. That's the biggest thing that's gonna get you going up in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing you got to get to is that number down for drop shield dash attack. It's not as good as you think it is. It feels really good. But remember, that dropping shield is 11 frames. Most aerials in the game, unless they're really bad, you're not going to punish. You're going to be catching someone and guessing with that. You have to be okay with getting hit on shield, holding shield, and seeing what I do next. So come over here.
Mm-hmm.
So an interaction where this will happen is so hold your shield. Is if I nair like this, and you can't punish me. There's no way you can punish me if you didn't hit parry. But if I jump up like this, it's to come down and hit you again, right?
Yeah.
Just up air out of shield. Don't even think about it.
Okay.
Because if I'm up here, yeah, up air, up smash, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I can't up air out of shield, but up smash is frame 8 out of shield, so and it's
you can up
just
air
as
out of
big.
shield. If you catch me,
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
up
jump
air,
up.
yeah. Okay, I thought. Sorry,
Yeah.
I had up tilt in my mind.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, see that? And if you have Luma, that's great. But if not, the whole idea, the mistake, and like you'll see characters like Chrom. You'll see Wolf will do this. Fox will do this. What they'll do is they do this. Watch, hold your shield again. And they come down for that second one. When they come down for that second one, that's your target to hit. When they jump up for that second one, better players will do this. Hold your shield. And they jump back.
Right.
And that's what you have to look for it, because then you get to drop shield and then they're trying to bait you. So don't immediately run at them, but it becomes a mix-up of pressure from both of you in that moment. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And same with like if they space nair into like dash back, it's the same idea. You can't punish it, but you're not gonna guaranteed get hit again, depending on the matchup. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And that's what you have to look for, is like you have to be okay with holding shield and accepting it, because when you keep trying to challenge, that's what's giving you those like really nasty interactions, because you're too eager to hit me back when it's not your turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Makes sense.
I'm thinking about that. Even like the good players type thing when you said when like you hit my shield, and when you're jumping up to jump back.
Yeah.
If you're fading back like that, or if you don't, I can probably still let an up smash rip and have it be safe anyway, even if it doesn't hit you.
Yeah.
So it's like, basically I turn the 50-50 into like a, well, either I hit you or I don't, but I'm not getting punished, because I just basically, so it's I guess it's a matter
All you have to
of
react to is the jump. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's just like waiting for that nair, and then as soon
once the nair is hit, it's like you hyper focus, and you don't assume, you just look for what button do they press next. Is it a dash? Is it a jump? Is it another A button that's not safe? Because most tilts on this game aren't going to be super safe. The only character I can tell you where like this won't apply at all is Rob, because he'll nair down tilt you. Or if Chrom or Roy is really, like, if they do nair or fair into down tilt, that's it. But what they do after the down tilt, then you react to that.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I've got it in my mind against Wolf, and I guess I got to apply that to these sorties too, because like with playing against Wolf a lot, like Coffees and Crisis has Wolf too, was they hit your shield with an approach and then just spam the A button and tilt whatever on your shield.
Yeah.
And then
then
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the unsafe stuff, because I know the aerial coming in is.
Exactly. And that's what you gotta look for. Look for that unsafe thing, rather than trying to like stop them from doing it. It's like I said, this nair hitting your shield or hitting you is an inevitability. It will happen at some point. Just like when we talked to like Snake's grenade, it's just an interaction that is going to happen because of how universal it is. And so you have to be comfortable in all aspects of it. Whiffing, hitting shield, the setups for it, and the things that come after it. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope. No, yeah, no, this is all making a lot of sense. It's like I said, it's just a matter of like really focusing on basically if the Ike player, I guess if the Sortie player, I mean Cloud's the same way, but like I said, I focus on Ike because Cloud has other stuff that would dilute the learning, like, you know, with like limit and stuff.
It's just a little more complicated, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a matter of if they pressed the button by the time, like, say, Ike's like midsection is at roughly like Rose's like head level, because then he can't press a button because it's not going to come out. And if he does press the button, just let it happen and wait for him to land and do a thing, and then punish the thing after.
Yeah. So like even if they
Wyatt.
jump and get away, you get to then go, okay, cool. Let me see what you land with. Okay, cool. I didn't punish that. What do you do after you land? Okay, I didn't punish that. And you just keep pressuring. You just keep going until you have that confidence to go, okay, I can hit that. And that's all it is. It's just like continuing to wait for your turn.
I think I got that other video now. It's just going to be a Twitch VOD unless it was deleted here. Let me just double check. I feel like I was playing this correctly, because I feel like if it was 3-stock to 3-stock as normal, I feel like I would have won with this playstyle.
Yeah, the big thing is like, it's like we've talked about, the main reason you're getting hit is like because you're dashing back in or just trying to challenge when you're not fully confident in actually being able to challenge. But when you're taking your time and finding these hits, you're getting these good setups and just dropping the ball a little bit on like edge guards, and that's something you want to practice doing, especially in a matchup like this or like Crom, where it's very potent. And you just have to take your time with it and practice doing that in training mode. It's like hitting the up B, because it's a set timing that you can just hit it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, yeah, like you're shooting Luma and then dashing back and baiting him and trying to pull Luma back and like being creative and just you're moving. And it's not about moving faster. That's the biggest thing we always have to get you away from it. It's never about being faster. It's about being explicit in where you move. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it's where you want to be is just far enough, but also just close enough. And it's actively going in and out of that spacing so that you're close enough to do that whenever you need to, so that you aren't just missing opportunities or running in and getting hit. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it again.
Okay.
That's a big thing. Like, if you're not comfortable, walk back or dash back and just accept that you're going to lose space. This is a matchup where like you're going to constantly maneuver around. You're going to end up into the corner and work your way out of the corner and push them back, and they're going to push you back, and it's just a back and forth thing. But as long as you're not getting hit while it's happening, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. And getting hit against Ike's kind of a big deal, because he's going to like
very much a big deal. Yeah.
He's going to follow up with like one other move, and then I'm at 40.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, my basic like plan right now is I'm winning, so I don't need to go over there.
What you're doing, the whole thing is like, even the percent and stuff like that doesn't matter. But right now, it's explicit that it's like you can see this person does not know how to hit me, so I don't need to go hit them because they need to figure out how to hit me, because they need to do that to win.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you have to do. Slow down.
I was looking for you to press a button earlier there, so
No, but that's good. That's good. Like, you're doing the right things, and like that's what I want you to do is like keep looking, but don't look for something specific. Just look for whatever I choose to do. Because there's no right answer in those moments. Nice grab. There you go.
Oh, damn it. I swear I did the pivot grab there.
Nice, good. See, and you're spacing yourself really well now. And it's just the whole thing. You had the wrong priority, and it's one of those. It's just one of those situations where you were going back into like how you were playing before when we started, and it was just you were too focused on trying to not let him do this thing that you didn't like or like you were uncomfortable with. And what you got to do is just let him do it and learn how to play around it, because it's not this like impervious thing. It's just better online.
Okay, yeah.
This move is like twice as good online. It's just one of those moves. It's like DDD's Gordo and like DDD jumping and like all that. It's one of those things that just gets significantly better. But when you play offline, it's just way easier to deal with. That makes sense.
Did you? I assume you watched the Gimmer video about like Sonic online.
Yes.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, like the unpunished window
Yeah.
one, or like the
Yeah,
reaction window
yeah,
one.
yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's like trying to whiff punish a sword aerial that has like 4 to like 10 frames of end lag when you land on whiff. That's hard. And online, it's even harder. And so like that's the thing is like you gotta get comfortable enough to know the range where you just know it works instead of trying to think about it. And so you create the situational awareness where you know if I am this far and he presses nair and he lands, I dash attack. And I don't have to think about dash attacking. So remember we talked about the idea of like that anticipation? This is just getting that situational awareness to this move. And you have to do it for this move. And you have to do it for Crom's nair and Crom's fair and like up air and like all this stuff. But the big habit you have to form is that if you're not sure, don't do it. Don't try to force it. And that's your bad habit, is when you get unsure, you throw out smash attacks.
Whereas if I think I need to replace that with throwing out star
Retreat.
bits if I'm unsure.
Yeah, star bits or retreat.
Yeah, star bits.
Something that is like safe, low commitment.
Or dash back and then like be reverse star bits. I've been starting to do, which is basically like just do the non-committal thing or dash. The thing is like maybe it's just me, but I don't like empty dashing back against like a sortie like that because I still want to deny them space so that I'm not having to dash back again. And that's the whole like try to replace it with star bits thing, right? Because like I do a dash back forward smash a lot, but I'm trying to replace it with dash back star bits because star bits is longer. And getting hit by one of those is still going to interrupt your button and you'll have to re-input dash basically, right?
I want you to become okay with doing empty dash though, or walking and doing nothing.
Yeah.
I want you to, because both are good, but it's about context. That makes sense. You have to be okay with giving up space. And we're in a situation like this, right?
Yeah.
And you have to, so like go stand in center stage and just dash back once. If I'm gonna hit you here, it is explicit. You have enough time because of the distance between us to react. That makes sense. And so you want to be able to, in that situation, then decide: do I need to move? Do I need to shield? Can I spot dodge this like one landing hit that they're trying to do, whatever it is, and mix up from there and decide. And you want to be comfortable with that. Same with like a big thing that I love to do is I love to just walk just outside their burst range, and then try to stuff them out with like an anti-air. And you have a great anti-air because you have a whole body here that is an anti-air.
Yeah.
And so you want to be comfortable doing that. Or even if you crawl backwards, like that's the thing that DeBuzz loves to do. That. And then if they challenge you, you just up air it. Because you just and then you just do that, or then you up tilt, or then you up smash, or whatever it is. You want to practice being comfortable acting out of this and reacting while doing it, because it's a wall. And it's super low commitment because you could do anything out of it. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna be like actually I just might have been because I had this coach session come up about 15 minutes before we started. I was playing quick play, and this Rob, I couldn't really get like into his face to win, but I ended up two-stocking him because he was throwing out his projectiles and stuff and throwing out down tilt. So I just started doing this. It's like, okay, now I can react to this two shield. Yeah, instead of just dashing, I was just like, hey.
That's the perfect thing. And you can apply that to anything. If someone's throwing out a lot of buttons, you have to stop trying to throw buttons to beat buttons. Your buttons will never beat my buttons. I have better frame data, both speed, and it's a disjoint. It just wins. And so if I'm positioned, and if we're mashing, and I happen to be spaced a little bit better than you, I win.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you don't need to take that chance. Instead, let me sit here and mash around and run around and press all these buttons and stuff like that. Because you're not going to beat these moves. Look for the opportunities, like I said, when it's your turn, instead of trying to stop me from mashing. And that's where you're like a little stuck right now. It's like you're fighting someone like RM8, where it's like what he does is just say your jump, oh, you press a button, I'm going to nair you. And you keep trying to not let him do the nair. Let him do the nair. And then everything changes. Make sense?
I think it just comes down to like just shielding more and being hyper aware of did he press the button, or in the case of when you were Ike, there was a time you landed with a nair behind and your back was to me, and I have a lot more leeway to get in when the nair is the wrong way because the sword barely hits behind him. So yeah, stuff like that, just like watching the positioning of the opposing player.
Yeah, seeing how they space
Yeah.
all it. When you are thinking less about like it happening and getting more comfortable with when it happens and all the different ways it can happen, that's where you'll be able to play around that a lot more efficiently. That makes sense. And that's kind of where you're messing up right now. Is like you're too scared of it, so you're not acclimated to like when it actually happens.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. That makes sense. Because it's
Okay.
like, oh, like say I go up against R-Mate or another Ike in tournament or something.
Mm-hmm.
Before I even the match even started, I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna nair. How do I stop him from nairing in my
Yeah.
face? But it's like, I guess
And you can't.
yeah, just don't, just
Yeah.
get that set in my head. It's like, okay, he's gonna nair, and after he lands his nair,
What does he do?
I'm gonna
And then-
wait. I'm gonna
yeah.
wait a quarter of a second and then like probably let an up smash rip, because
Yeah.
if I do
Yeah.
the wait, then he can't react to this.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like as you get back and forth, like people will adapt to you doing that. And it'll be a game of waiting and seeing who commits. And that's what you're looking for is that kind of game plan, so that you can like outpatient their like very simplistic play style, and it'll force them to have to do things like back air more and do things like space F tilt more and stuff like that with Ike that normally a lot of players don't do and aren't as good at, and gives you more leeway to punish because it's easier to punish F tilt than it is to punish nair.
I feel
Makes
like
sense?
with Rosa now, for my game plan, I feel like I should never ever do this. And the reason for that is, let's say you land with an aerial near me, but I'm not too sure if I can punish it. I should probably just do this, or even just do like this shit, right? Like do the like fancy shit, like or even like
do the wave
like
dash back and do it. Yeah, in place like that. Yeah, yeah. You have that's what you should be doing. If you go and look at DeBuzz, that's what he does when he's not sure. Is it just goes, Luma, you try and solve it, instead of throwing himself at it, because then he doesn't get put in disadvantage. Because losing stage control is like disadvantage in quotes.
Yeah.
But when you get hit, you're in disadvantage. That makes sense.
Yeah.
A little bit less space won't hurt you. That's the thing I want you to be okay with.
Yeah. And that's prior to this, I wasn't sure if it is okay for me to be okay with that, and that was my main question. It's like, like I feel like I got to back up against this sortie. Is it okay for me to back up against this sortie?
Yep,
right?
100%.
So
you have to be comfortable acting after you back up. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
When they double jump like this, just go and run underneath them. So if they like do this and they bait you and you're not shielding, you just run under and go take center stage back if you don't want to challenge them.
Oh yeah, okay, just completely just
running underneath people and just not interacting.
Right.
Under people, double jumping in.
That's a great. I didn't even think of that actually. It's like because you said run underneath them, I'm like, oh, do this and do this shit, but no, do that. Just like because
there are gonna be some matches where you can get under and like force them to land on you, right? But in other ones, if you don't want to do that, like you don't want to do this in this matchup, just get away from it.
Yeah.
Like I said, the whole thing is like you're trying to constantly be evasive.
Yes.
And that means like you get to pick and choose when you fight. Chrom is fast enough he can catch you, but you have to make him work for it. That's the problem. Make sense?
Yeah. And I can make it a pain in the ass with Luma too to try
Exactly.
And catch me, so.
Exactly. You want it to be hard. You want it to be annoying. You want it to be frustrating for them.
Yeah, I feel like I need to really think about my game plan and just try to basically not dash forward unless it's like a dash attack after a throw or something that's true, or if I'm sharking.
Yeah.
But like when I was playing against the Rob, it was a lot of walking forward.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do. I want you to like simplify and like way less commitment in what you do. That's where your character thrives. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right. There you go. Nice, there you go.
Whoops.
Nice. There you go. And you're seeing the actions of when I'm coming down, and you just go, "Oh, I win that."
Yeah.
And you just commit to it. And that's what you're looking for, is like seeing how they're coming down instead of being scared of me coming down with these aerials.
So yeah, what happened there was I jumped at you for some reason, and then
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
I lost the interaction. Yeah. I'll use her as an angler's lure. You kill her, but
exactly.
now I've stage.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. Hurry. You guys are like, "Oh, I'll just go underneath you." Fine.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. You have to like be willing to take that risk there. Nice. Good mix-up.
That's the air dodge I've been waiting for the last 2 stocks. No!
Almost. Almost. Yeah, the right idea.
You had the magic percent. There was nothing I could do.
Of course, you're right. There you go.
Oh my god, just air dodge.
No, dude. I know what you want. There you go.
Caught you jump.
Bam. And all you do is just wait. Exactly. Yeah, because I'm jumping over. And like that's the thing, is like that's what you're looking for. That's your target, or these jumps and these dashes. And like as I'm coming down or right after, that's it. Like you've got it. And it's just building that confidence against each of these characters. And some of them are easier and some of them are harder and have like different kinds of mix-ups. And like some of them are safer, like Cloud's back here. It's -2. It's kind of messed up and it's huge. But it has a really slow startup, and he has to be kind of explicit when he does it. So,
Yeah.
especially offline, you can tell when he's trying to back air you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Scubs beats me up with that.
Yeah.
It's like,
It hurts.
Pasta Boy says, "Yo, can I hop in, Papega?" We're coaching Pasta. Unless you want to watch me play a game against Pasta's Ike, I guess. I don't know. If it's...
No, that's okay. I think we're good on that.
Okay.
But that's really the big thing. Like, you just got to sit down and look at each of these, like, characters and how they do this to you and go, how do I not be scared of this anymore? Go through each one of these moves one by one and each one of these positions and figure out what you can and can't do in them so that you stop trying to just like panic in those moments. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
You're normalizing the interaction, not just the move anymore. That makes sense?
Yes.
And like I said, this applies to Wolf and Fox. This applies to Joker. This applies to Mario. Like all these characters that land on your shield in this way and can like space on you, they all do it to you. And it all works in that same way. They can like mix you up with that double jump and like try to fake you out. And you have to be okay with that. But this happens when you fight plateau'd. It's the same thing. That forwarder, that backer, it's the same idea. They're basically little mini swords.
Yeah, I think
Backer might as well be a big sword.
Yeah, I think the main thing is like getting the idea of challenging people air to air out of my habits, because
Yeah.
like that was the main reason I lost interactions with you. We're not counting that one death because I kind of just wanted to style on you, but I
No,
missed.
yeah, you're
So,
good.
but like it was like losing the air to air challenge, and the thing is, like I'm still kind of new at this. I've only been playing since
Yeah.
Ultimate came out, basically. And when I was like still like around the like halfway to Elite GSP playing online, air to airs just worked because my opponents weren't pressing buttons or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas now when I'm in like this level of skill, it's
They're
a
willing to
habit I
just
got to
jump
break
into our
because like
moves,
I basically quote unquote grew up with this bad habit.
Yeah.
Like getting to this point I'm at right now, it's like, oh, my air to airs aren't working
Yeah.
anymore, right? So I gotta just not do them.
The big thing is like with your character, you want to make people fling themselves at you, not fling yourself at them. There's some characters where you can get away with it depending on their out of shield options, and like the player itself, it's all about context. It's knowing how to do both. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
And that's
there
really
was
the key to be able to figure out.
we talked in the last session about like, man, sometimes I just go unga bunga and it works. What do I do in that situation? You said just do it. Like that still happens in like round 1 and round 2 of tournaments where I'm just like,
Of course.
that's like,
Of course. Yeah.
it's like, oh, he didn't do the
It's
thing.
going
yet.
to happen, yeah.
He's like even playing on Elite Smash or whatever. It's like this guy's just letting me up air him. What the hell's it? Whatever. It's
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
You don't have to stop. And that's the best thing I always remind myself is if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. Let them sit there and marinate in their mistake over and over and over and over. And before you know it, you got a nice juicy steak.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like that's how you want to treat it. It's like you don't have to sweat as hard. Like as hard as you think. It's just like that number one thing to always remind yourself, the base game plan, play to not get hit, to then find hits. That order is very explicit. And your character naturally thrives when you do that. Make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's basically my character should always be going second. Is the thing
Yeah.
that I really keep,
Yeah,
like.
there are
Yeah,
going to be very specific matchups where you can go first, or certain interactions where you get to go first or interrupt, right?
Yes.
But it's yeah, exactly. There are going to be a lot of times you just want to wait that extra beat to go like, let me make sure that you do this. Okay, now I get to do this. And that's it. It's just bracing yourself for letting them make a decision. So it's like when you're trying to catch my landings, you're bracing yourself, but you're looking too much for one thing. Look at all the options I have. Air dodge, the move, nothing, and just falling and drifting. How far can I drift? Like that's what you want to look for. Stay on the ground. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do one more game and then I think we'll finish up there, okay?
Yep. This is actually like, yeah, the quick play game I had was against a pretty good Rob just before this, and I couldn't punish his nair, so I just stopped trying.
Yep. Good. That's what I want you to do.
No. I'm not drifting in that. Jesus.
There you go. There you go. And what you just did to me there, you do the same thing to Ike. You do the same thing to Wolf. You just sit there and just wait
Yeah.
and see how they try to challenge you or not.
I'm just hyper aware of that nair because it's still like less than an hour ago.
Yeah, exactly. And
Oh,
that's
Jesus.
really good.
It's still really good though.
Of course. Oh, I did that wrong. Nice.
That's one of those habits that I don't really want to drop because if you were to roll away, that F smash is free anyway,
Yeah.
and it's like
It's
there's
not
no
even a
sense
habit,
not
it's
to
just
do
a
it, base.
mix-up.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's a mix-up. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I tried to challenge it and got go.
Oh, nice.
Getting tricksy.
Nice. There you go. All right. Do you have any questions before we finish up?
No, not really. Like I think, like the times you hit me with nair there, that I'm on the ground, it's just I'm not shielding or I missed my parry window. There's a couple times where like I just wasn't shielding, and that's another thing I gotta.
Yeah. And you did a
Work
really
on,
good
yeah.
job of like hitting me when I was trying to do it. You were aware when I just kept doing it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the same thing. You can do the same thing to Ike. That's the best part.
Mhm.
And that's what you want to really abuse is that like that confidence that you had right there. You want to do that for all these characters that hop around like that.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Well, as always, if you ever have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM. All right, man?
Okay.